This is crisis management time at the Gabba. We are 31 for 4, and the last two, Harry Brook and Jack Leach, have got a 17 partnership, which doesn't sound like that much, albeit the first 4 batsmen only scored 3 runs between them, so this has been quite a good partnership. Australia in the first innings actually declared, because after 2 days of fairly rain-affected proceedings, only playing 80 overs, Australia deemed they weren't playing for the draw. They wanted to get England in, and what a decision that was early on. Mitchell Starc, 2 for 2, absolutely tearing through the openers to start with. Both gone for a duck. Ollie Pope gone for 1, and then Joe Root gone for 2 through some foolish running from us. But we've decided to bring Jack Leach in as a night watchman, albeit in the afternoon. That has been, I think, quite a good decision early on, because we haven't exposed Ben Stokes or Jamie Smith just yet. What I'd like to do is, ideally by the end of this episode, not have lost a wicket, to have brought up a decent partnership between these two. As a minimum, avoid the follow-on, and make sure by the end of this episode that we're not bowling. So let's get straight into it with the first ball. Harry Brook, Scott Boland's deliver. And I have been doing some training in between matches. Nice. Well, in between episodes, I should say, not matches. Because I felt that my lack of confidence really is coming from not understanding where the shots are going, what shots I should be playing, and really having a lack of feel for the game. So that is something that I have worked on, and I feel I am a little bit better at now. I wouldn't say I've mastered, but I'm a lot better at the defensive shots. I think that's one thing. And understanding where the ball's going, understanding down the offside, down the leg side. I think that's why we've been being beaten, to be honest, early on. Oh, that's no, not quite going to be a single. Don't want to risk that. I think that's why we've been being beaten all ends up so much, and ultimately, if it's anywhere near the stumps, either being bowled or out LBW. So let's hope that Harry Brook and Jack Leach can do well here. There's certainly no rush. The minimum we want to play for is a draw here. I don't think we can afford to go 2-0 down. We lost the first test match. We can't afford to lose this second one, because then it is a really long way back. But we trail by 229 runs. That's a good shot, but straight to the infield. Australia smelling blood, which is understandable because they have gone for a really aggressive field here. 3 slips and a gully, and there's no one really outside, apart from Pat Cummins at square. There's nobody outside of the main infield, so it's going to be difficult to score runs. So we'll probably just focus. Ooh, that was a good ball from Scott Boland. I think we just got to focus on keeping these 2 in. Maybe getting a couple and over, like we did before the end of the last episode. Tried to get those quick singles, get some runs on the board. Jack Leach has had a really good start, so we're hoping to keep that up. But Cameron Green in for his first bowling appearance. Oh, Jack Leach has gone. What a disaster. What a disaster. I was just saying that we were hoping for a good episode, that we wanted to keep these 2 in. Oh man, but pretty much straight away, that could be thwarted. We might as well review it. I don't think we're going to get it our way. We're not. It's hitting. Ah, and Jack Leach has gone. We're 5 down. What a horrible start to this episode. Jack Leach gone LBW. Well, a good 10 from Jack Leach, and he did well with Harry Brook to start with, but unfortunately, we are now 31 for 5. And I think it is time to bring Ben Stokes in. We brought that night watchman in, but ultimately it is time for the captain to try and salvage something out of this innings now. So Cameron Green gets a wicket. 31 for 5. I said again, all about, you know, we were happy with playing defensive shots. It didn't quite work out for us there. And Jack Leach has now gone. So now we move on to the next partnership between Harry Brook and Ben Stokes. As a batsman, it's not the end of the world that Jack Leach has gone. But to have lost another wicket, again, it's just a lack of confidence. And we played on the front foot there defensively and struggled once again. So we're going to have to get used to this bowling from Cameron Green and stopping the rot of losing wickets, but equally scoring some runs fast. Just when you think you've got a little bit of confidence, as I had in training, 1 wicket just makes me feel so much trepidation. But focus on that first objective, and that is to make sure we make the follow-on. Nice shot to the leg side, though, from Ben Stokes. And only having 1 fielder out there does mean that if we can beat the infield, we can get some runs. So Ben Stokes off the mark, 3 to end the over, and he's back on strike for the next. Good stuff. Now, I defended that. I don't understand why that's such a rash shot. I played a defence, yet it just seemed to swing at it. I definitely hit wide to defend and not be aggressive, but fortunately, and very fortunately indeed. Yeah, again, well bowled. We're struggling here. What we were doing in training doesn't seem to be translating out there on the pitch. It is frustrating me as a player because I'm just not really understanding the feel of the batting. 16 balls faced, only one of them scoring any runs off so far. That's better. Defending on the back foot. Can we get 1 or 2 off this last ball of the over? Because I think if the runs start to dry up, then naturally confidence will start to dry up. It's all a balancing act. Oh, beaten all ends up by that one. And it's a maiden over once again from Scott Boland. Good shot though, but straight to a fielder. Even when you play a good shot, all greens, all ideals, it is nowhere near. And Harry Brook really struggling here. 5 off 28.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
Again, good shot, but we will get a single. Poor fielding, you have to say there, because I think they could have prevented the single. Oh, nice shot. Again, defended it. But it seemed to go quite some way. We'll get a couple out of that. So at the end of the over, 37 for 5. 4 overs played, 6 runs scored, and another wicket gone. Come on, Harry Brook. Yeah, play some shots like that. Let's get some runs away, eh? Well, the main man's back now just to make our job even worse. Look at that. 2 maiden overs, 2 wickets, 2 runs off 4 overs. God. I think we're going to have to defend first off because Mitchell Starc is in absolutely brutal form. Oh, there's a chance there. There's a definite chance there. Nothing coming of it. I think that's been closer than the other few that Australia appealed for. But again, Pat Cummins not interested. We get our bat on ball. Take a quick 2 there. No, we won't. Just the single. We're finding it difficult enough to stay in as it is. Let's not make our job any harder. The game's still persisting. We're showing the wrong batsman. Ben Stokes. Harry Brook's a man with no confidence. What can Ben Stokes do? Oh, a bouncer, but just didn't connect with it. Straight through him. It was a nice shot. Footwork said it was ideal. The choice was ideal, but just went straight through Ben Stokes. Nice shot there. And we'll get 2 from that. So a couple of runs for Harry Brook, which I think he definitely needs to boost his confidence. It's been a slow start, understandably. 9 runs off 35. Trail by 220, so need another 20 just to avoid the follow-on. That's a nice shot. That could, I was going to say should, I don't think it will. No, it won't be a 4. But another nice shot from Harry Brook. He moves on to double figures. Oh, nicked that one. Edged it through the slips. That one could be 4. No, good fielding again to get there. Another couple though. 4, well actually 6 off this over. So a better over from Harry Brook. We just got to defend this one out though to get to the end of the over. Bit of fortune about the runs there though, no doubt. Let's try and return to what we had with Leachy and Brook. Play a few defensive shots because if we can get it somewhere between, say, deep mid off an extra cover or where forward point is, you could sneak a quick run. Okay, quick single. Good shot. Good stuff. Nice defensive shot. Gets Harry Brook back on strike. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. This just isn't going our way, is it? Even when you play a nice shot down the ground. There's the bowler. I've just got nothing to say about this. It was a lovely shot. But there's the bowler. Goes straight into his hands. And now Harry Brook's gone. We're 6 down. Well, what a day it's been for Mitchell Starc. It was Nathan Lyon that tore through us last time. Now it's Mitchell Starc. 46 for 6. We've got to keep something in hand. I think we bring Jofra in. We have to keep something in hand here because if we lose Ben Stokes, then it's going to get really difficult. Quite a nice field though here, look, to Jofra Archer, so we'll probably take advantage of that. Let's see if the field's brought back in for Ben Stokes. Yeah, look at that straight away. So, encouraging Jofra Archer to play shots. But what that does do is invite Jofra to get some quick singles. I'm happy with that. And the problems just keep piling up because here's Nathan Lyon. Jofra Archer, the man on strike. And this is the man who tore through us. Not that really he needs to because we're already being beaten. But Jofra is a competent batsman. That's why I brought him in at this stage. Stokes needs somebody to stay with him. Yes, Jofra's quite aggressive. But some decent defensive shots so far. Nothing fancy needed here. We've got plenty of time on our hands. I think realistically. I think anyway with the time that's left in the game, with the minimum we can hope for is a draw. But realistically now, given we're 6 wickets down, it's a draw as well. Could do with getting Stokesy back on strike. It's not the end of the world if he's not, but it would be nice to get Stokes back on strike for the next over. So, last ball of the over, we'll just defend it. Oh, that one spun. Looked like it was drifting down leg side, but it spun back. Fortunately, makes no contact with the bat. So, it is Archer back on strike for the next over. But we've got the luxury of a nice deep field, so should be okay to get a single here. Just with a defensive shot, but if they want to play a bouncer, then we'll go for it. Get a couple off it. I know we want to get Ben Stokes back on strike, but every run matters as we want to get to that follow-on point as an absolute minimum. Take another quick single there. Lovely stuff. And it's Ben Stokes back on strike. I wonder if this is just me, probably telling a story here, or whether this is genuine intelligence from the AI. They seem to be playing all short balls to Ben Stokes. And we are just falling for it. Look, another short one there. We can't get anywhere near it. Jofra Archer back on strike then against Nathan Lyon. That one's way outside the off stump. We shouldn't have been even tempted by that, but I've known in the past, again, it could spin in and you've got to play some sort of a shot. You don't want to just leave it and then it nicks one of the stumps. That would be fatal. I have turned the commentary back on for this episode just to give it a try again, just to see if it's too obtrusive. And to be fair, early on here, it's not too obtrusive. Again, look at that ball. That looked like it was way outside off and then came back in.
Collects. Nice shot by the batsman.
My other fear is with a fielder being in so close at silly point, we could defend and it could carry to Labuschagne. That's the sort of luck we're having here. A little bit like the Harry Brook dismissal. Oh, wow. Jumps out of the way of the stumps. That could have been fatal, but Jofra Archer survives the over nevertheless. That's what we need at the moment. It's all a game of survival, but we're still not at that follow-on point yet. Is it another 15 we need to get there, I think? Hey, another nice one. We'll get the single with Ben Stokes. Main man Jofra back on strike. Ignore the fact that is not Ben Stokes. That is indeed Jofra Archer, who's had a good start to this Ashes series, both from a bowling and possibly here supporting Ben Stokes, a batting perspective as well.
Nicely played.
Lovely. Another single. Jofra likes playing against Nathan Lyon, clearly, because he's back on strike again for the next over. Shot. We did play one there. Rush of blood to the head, possibly, with an aggressive, well, an attacking shot, not an aggressive shot. And we'll take that. Free off it. Oh, that's a bit of a different stance from the fielder. Normally, all the balls have just gone straight to the wicket keeper, so hopefully the latest patch has resolved that. But 3 runs there from Jofra Archer. 3 overs faced from Nathan Lyon. Yes, only 4 off them, but at least we haven't conceded. And Scott Boland comes back in. That's a nice change from Mitchell Stark, who we were really panicked about. But Scott Boland is good as well, so shot. Get a quick single. Jofra Archer moves into the teens. Ben Stokes hasn't really made this sort of impact I'd have liked to have seen. Oh, that's a shot, though. That's a shot. Feels like Ben Stokes maybe heard me there. Hasn't made the sort of impact we want to see. And then, from the next shot, it's a bouncer over the infield and gone for 4. 5 off this over then, so we can afford to possibly defend a little bit more. But a couple of runs would be nice. And crucially, look where we've got to. We're now only 198 behind. So we've avoided at least the embarrassment of that follow-on. Probably a little bit too early to say these two have got the scoring boots on. But for the first time in the game, we have 2 batsmen in who have faced a decent amount of deliveries and are on double scores each. That surely means something. Another single.
finds the fielder with that shot.
And quite a leaky over for considering what's happened so far today. 4 singles and a boundary, so 8 off it. And that just means we can afford to be a bit more defensive against Nathan Lyon. Oh, that's a chance. Well, Ben Stokes is gone. I must admit, for a while now, I've got my defence all wrong against Nathan Lyon. We've got away with a few. Yeah, we've got to challenge it, haven't we? Or did we go for no challenge? I'm sure I clicked on challenge. But I think it's gone anyway. Unless height was possibly an issue. No. Well, we didn't click to challenge. Height was maybe an issue. We bring Bryden Carse in. Jamie Smith will have to wonder what he's done wrong. Let's just have a look what would have been the case if we'd reviewed that. The only thing I can see possibly is height that could be an issue. Oh, it's umpire's call, so we would have still been out. Possibly worth a review. We would have retained our review at course at umpire's call. It looked to be a little bit high. But the defence, we had got it all wrong for a while against Nathan Lyon, unfortunately. And we've paid the price there. I still want to keep Jamie Smith. And possibly, you could call it a little bit foolish, but we need to keep somebody there. I can't believe this is unfolding the way it is.
They'll get at least one.
Get at least a single. Indeed we will. And that's Bryden Carse off the mark. And unbelievably, I didn't think I'd be saying this, Jofra Archer becomes the most confident man in. They've spread the field a little bit. I haven't got that silly point there anymore, so at least we can possibly play a defence and get a run out of it. And I think that's what we need to do. We are 7 down, so I don't think it's necessarily throw caution to the wind time and chuck everything at it. But we can probably afford to be a little bit more aggressive than we have been. That's a good shot. Straight down the ground by Bryden Carse then. The gap in the field did give us the incentive to play that. So it's another single to end off the over. Free from that one, but really disappointing in the fact that we've lost our captain Ben Stokes. And it's now up to the tail enders to try and make something of this innings. I mean, these guys aren't going to last forever. We can't really expect them to bat for time. It's only 10-4. Bear in mind that this is a day-night test match, so proceedings get underway at 2 PM. Only 24 overs old this innings. They've appealed for that one as well. Bryden Carse has gone. Bryden Carse is gone. 8 down now. Yeah, we'll review it. Why not? We've got 2 reviews to go. I think it's gone, but it seems sensible to have a go at it anyway. And that one is going to be straight at middle stump. There is no question about that. 8 down. Disappointing. Bryden Carse's short stint at the stumps ends. And now we do bring in Jamie Smith. But really after this, if we lose another one, then it's just Archer and Wood to go. I think it is time to throw caution to the wind now and try and get as many as we can. Wow. Jamie Smith gone first ball. Well, we've kept our review, it looks like, from previous. I can only assume because maybe the impact was umpire's call, maybe. To give us the opportunity to challenge this. It would only be a question that it's not an edge, and quite clearly it is. So we're not even going to bother watching. It is out. 9 down. We kept Jamie Smith back for some time, hoping that maybe he might deliver something, and as a matter of fact, he's gone first ball. And truth be told, it was the opening batsman that have cost us here. But this looks like, fortunately, well, it is a hat-trick. Can Scott Boland end off the innings with that hat-trick. But truth be told, it was always going to be difficult when the opening batsman went for 2 ducks and we were faced with an 11 for 4 situation. That was always going to be difficult. But nevertheless, this has been really difficult. And I can't put my finger on it because we looked to get in a decent rhythm in the second innings of the first match. The first one I think we can forgive, the first innings, because we were just learning the game. It was the first time switching on to the game, so that can be forgiven. The second innings, though, we managed to put 85 on for the first wicket. Here, we can't bat for toffee. That's got to be the end. I think it is. A lovely ball, and we were caught all ends up with that one. Thought it was going to be similar to other deliveries down the offside, and we were caught out. We've got one challenge remaining, so we might as well use it. But I think that is going to be the end of what has been a dismal innings. In line, umpire's call, so we would have retained the review, but obviously it's trivial, as England are all out. And that's it. That is it for the first innings. And it was a tale, really, of losing cheap wickets. Both opening batsmen out for a duck. This one was unlucky, I think. It was a nice shot. Caught and bowled from Mitchell Starc. At least we have one highlight. That was a nice 4 from Ben Stokes. But that's about all we have to shout about. It was the tail enders, Leach, Archer, who both got some runs. Yeah, Stokes gone LBW, unfortunately. And I think it's going to be really difficult, truth be told now, to keep this Ashes alive. You can see, well, Jamie Smith gone for a golden duck. Ben Duckett, Zach Crawley both gone for ducks. A bit of a stupid run out for Joe Root, to be honest. That wasn't great, but 31 for 5. We lost one early on. Jofra did what we could really expect. I think it says it all, really, doesn't it? When Jofra Archer, carrying the bat on 13 not out, is their joint highest scorer. We trailed by 189 runs. The only thing that could save us at this point is weather. Well, stop the record right there, because we could have half a chance. I've decided to simulate the second innings from a bowling perspective, and Australia have crumbled, it seems. The opener, Jake Weatherald, is still there for 52. They had a decent start, 29 for 1, but Jack Leach has tore through the middle order and the top batsmen. Look at that. Khawaja gone for 6, Labuschagne gone for 4, Steve Smith gone for 4, Cameron Green gone for a duck. Australia, 94 for 8, and if we can get them relatively cheaply, well, could we have half a chance if we get our act together from a batting perspective? Australia are potentially letting us in here. Got to have a bowl for a couple of overs, see if we can get a couple of wickets. I don't just want this to be a series where, if we simulate, we do well. We've got to contribute some of that ourselves. After one ball, the rain gets heavier and Australia come in. So it's 6:38 now. It's gone to 8:23, so a rain delay of about an hour and a half. Not suspicious at all, given that there was no rain delay in our innings. All of a sudden, Australia come out, and the rain starts to fall. Go figure. Well, Mark Wood hasn't been used much in this innings, but look at that. Only 3 overs, 2 wickets off them. Jake Weatherald really is the man keeping this all together, it seems, for Australia. And that's outside, but we'll appeal for it anyway. He misses the shot. Oh, it's in the air, but it's beaten the infield. It's gone for 6. Played a short ball there, and it didn't work out. Nice shot there from Nathan Lyon. Gets off the mark. Spinner against spinner. Jack Leach against Nathan Lyon, and Nathan Lyon gets his first runs. Jake Weatherald's going to be the tough nut to crack, I think, here. And the one keeping this Australian innings alive. Oh, a quick single, and they are going to get there. Chance. Chance. And gone. Nathan Lyon caught. And we have got a wicket. Way! Jack Leach gets his fifer. And it has been an inspired selection to bring Jack Leach into this side. Nice to see the Australians suffer for once, eh? And it's well caught by Ben Duckett there. Australia 102 for 9. And as day 3 is about to end, can we get Australia all out and give us a chance at least in the 4th innings? I didn't think we'd have a chance at all. I thought Australia would just bat us out of the game. But to our bowlers' credit, they have potentially brought us back into this, but we'll need a very good batting performance. But to have the chance at least, as an absolute minimum, is brilliant. And it's the end of day 3. Jack Leach with his fifer it has been an eventful day, hasn't it?
See you tomorrow.
The first ball of the day, Australia declared, batted us all out, and then it looks like Australia are nearly all out. So at the start of day 4, we'll need 1 wicket to bowl Australia out, and then give ourselves half a chance of getting a test match win. I think that's going to be unrealistic. Possibly, if we have some rain delays, we might just scrape by with a draw. But all 3 results are open in this Ashes test. And you'll be seeing the climax of that test in the next episode.